Hello,
Hi,
sir.
Dway, good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, yeah, I need to. Yeah, let me post a message. Hi, Aditya. Good evening. Can you hear me, Aditya? Okay, fine. So let me share my screen. You all can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what's there for today. Yep. So actually, no, yeah, this one we have seen last week already. So today I'll be adding more programs actually. Okay, practice programs. Okay, so most of the basics of Java are completing, by today's class. So yeah, after this, right, what I'm trying to do is, we have an extended classes. So I would like to know actually, if I need to continue, or you want to, just the basics is sufficient. You just have to, let me know. Okay, based on your feedback, right, I'll continue. Okay, so it depends on you. Now we have advanced collections actually, whatever we have seen, right, we have seen up to data types, primitive data types, and then arrays, right? So there are advanced versions of lists, or lists, or set, or map, the collection framework. So we have the collection framework in Java, and then after that you would be more confident in Java actually. Okay, so that part you need to let me know. So by today's class actually, we'll be completing most of the basics of Java, and then whatever programs are there for practice here, right? So I have given around 40 over programs here. Okay, so I want you all to practice this part. If you are not able to practice this, then whatever you learned so far is not able to, you may not be able to use whatever the knowledge that you have acquired, right? So that's almost like lost. So I want you all to practice. Okay, by practice, all the concepts that you have learned will be
So
stored in.
I've already done the Fibonacci series.
Okay, good. So Fibonacci is okay, and then palindrome is there, right? So I'll try to explain, like, what these programs, about, and then how to do it. I'll give a hints also for your practice. So before that, I just wanted to explain that, like, collection framework is there. So whoever wants to continue, just let me know. We'll continue to move to collection frameworks. Okay, fine. And yeah, so this is what we learned in the last last class. So enum can be used in the switch. So same questions actually. These are not much. So I wanted to focus more on the last five. Okay. So last week Hasni has answered. So now I pass this one to Aditya. Aditya, can you tell me, what are the types of constructors? Okay. So I'll pass it to Advi. Types of constructors.
The types of constructors are default constructors and parameterized constructors.
Perfect. Very good. So what do you mean by overloading?
Overloading means multiple constructors with different parameters.
Okay, multiple constructors with different parameters. And how about overloading of functions?
Yeah,
So if I
same.
say overload method overloading, if you ask me specifically, right? So what do you mean by this method overloading?
Method overloading means like multiple methods or functions with different parameters.
Okay, so with what if a function have same parameters, okay, but different return type?
No,
Yes, that's not a overloaded function, because last week I have shown, right? If last week
it
where are
shows
the
an error.
correct, because the compiler will not understand actually which one to call. So where did we write that? Yeah, day of the week, correct. Common util. So here, right, we tried get date. So you see get date, right? Get date. Get date. We here. So here in this case, right, we have different parameters and different return types. Then this is an overloaded function. Okay. Suppose if you pass some other format here, then it's not an overloaded function. It's not, because the compiler will complain. You see what's the complaint there? What's it complaining? Both have the same error, sure. So it's basically like the whenever you try to call this one, right? The compiler will not able to see call which function to be called for execution. That's why it always a compile time error. Okay.
Mm.
So that is this method overloading. And then constructor and constructor overloading I have already explained, and then you just now told like multiple constructors with different parameters, right? That is constructor overloading. And now Anita, what is an interface and abstract class? What kind of difference that you see?
Abstract class can have abstract method and non-abstract method, but the interface have only abstract method. It does not have any non-abstract method. For abstract class, we should use abstract keyword in the particular class, but interface does not like that.
Correct.
Then
True.
for the abstract class, we can use extend keyword to extend the abstract class. But
Perfect.
interface, we can use implement keyword to implement the interfaces. We can implement multiple interfaces, but we can extend only one abstract class in a class.
Perfect. So to the basic level, whatever your answers are perfectly right, Anita. Okay. So but actually for interview purpose, and then the perspective of when to use abstract class and when to use interface, that you need to know. Okay. So basically if you ask me, when do you try to use abstract class and when do you use interface? So if you ask me, I'll being a programmer, right? So if I'm an architect, I will say, okay, so Java has got a main function here, right? Let's take an example. I'm telling you the situation and in the scenario where you can write the when you can write abstract class and interface. Okay, now this is my main program, right? So now if I want
A normal
to
class.
yeah, so what I do is like basically give me a second, I'll try to see how I can put it in the right terms. Okay, yeah, so you may not be able to use this. because it's a single execute. When execute comes here, fine. I'll put it in this way. I'll put it in this way. So this is an abstract class, right? So I'll copy it from here. Okay, yeah, I'll take one example. This one is abstract sample, right? So close all. Sequence of steps. So what I'm going to do is sequence. So here I will just so you have to declare it as abstract. Process logic or processing logic, something in, and then usually if I ask you, I give a tiffin box. What are the sequence of steps that you do? First, you will open the box, right? That is the first step. You have to open the box, and then you'll eat the food. Second step, and third step is you'll clean the boxes, and fourth step is you lock it back. Lock it back, right? So this completes the food eating process, correct? Similarly, so what you can do is in a normal IT world, this is the first step. So you can create a framework for yourself. So what kind of framework that you can create? So what happens here is, as a first step, what you do is you'll try to get all kinds of information, right? So getting all kinds of information, or from other sources, is all done in the initialization function. Okay, and next one, what you do in the processing logic is, whatever information you captured here, you'll apply those rules on this in this function. So you're going to write the code in this function to apply the initialized to apply the knowledge, or to apply the details that you have assigned in the initialization.
But sir, for that the variables over in the initialization function will be local variables. So how will the processing logic?
Perfectly right. So that's why I'm just giving a basic example here. Okay, so for that, right, you can actually make use of param, something like this. You can pass some basic parameters like this, something like this. Okay, so you can pass by parameters, or class level. You need not you need not send it, right? You can actually access from outside, like class level variable. Suppose if I initialize something here, public, so this is like map. This is a collection. Actually, the map is a collection framework. So what it does is it stores a key value pair. So this is a what do I do in memory? Something like this. So I have declared a in memory object. Okay, so what I will do whenever I make use of this abstract class, right? So what I do is I would be extending to this abstract sample, right? Like here, I'll go and then start here, abstract main. So what does it do? It has to abstract sample. It has to extend to abstract sample, right? So here the control comes. And then what I do?
So you need to, it's showing an error because you need to write a logic for all the methods.
Perfect. So what it's saying, implement the methods, right? So yeah, here that part we will do. So here what I'm trying to say here is, so it's a static, right? Public static. So this is a static, right? So it should be sorry. So here we don't have it, right? So what we can do is we can implement all the methods, or we'll go here and then provide a default behavior. When you're providing default behavior, I no need to initialize
Put
anything.
abstract.
Yeah, so usually what we do is initialization, we don't do anything. Process, okay, sorry. Yeah, here, this is the right way. Abstract, we will take it out. So second one is processing logic, right? Processing logic will be done in the subclass. This is, no, here I don't write anything here, okay? So here I'll be doing, so initialization, what I do, I'll just initialize this part here. You understood what I'm trying to do? I have created a variable here, okay? This variable, I want to access it. So in the initialization state, what I do, I would be creating the, assigning a object for it. Means I'm initializing an empty hash map for a variable. In which method? Initialization function. Okay. Now my first step is done. Okay. Second step is what? Processing logic, right? Yes, we will do processing logic. And what is the closing logic? Closing logic again, in memory dot remove or clear. Okay, so here I have, here I'm initializing and here I'm clearing.
Yeah.
Okay, now this becomes my abstract class, right? So what I do whenever you guys are writing any program, I ask you must follow these steps. So what you do here, what you must do is you must always, so you don't need to write this part, okay, because it's an
So in the processing logic, you will just write that part.
correct. So here what you do is, so in the process in memory dot put and then name one comma Adve. Okay, something like this. So I'm processing here like this. So this is name to,
So key value should be unique.
yeah. So this comes in the collection framework. So I don't want to confuse you. Now you think like this. Name one is this is the first one is the key, and the second one is the value. You see, K is the key, V is the
V
value.
value.
V value. Okay. Now that's it. What I do. Did I initialize in memory here? No, I did not do anything here. Where did I do? I initialized in the init function here. And then processing logic is where? It's in the subclass, which is here. And then where is my closure? So all the default closures will be in the closing logic. Yeah. So now let's see. So here I don't do anything. This is my main function, and then here I don't do anything. So I'm trying to check actually whatever is no, this is a sample abstract class, and then this is my abstract main. So this is what my logic is. Whatever my logic is there, right? I will do all the business logic here. Okay. And after doing the business logic, I need to use this function in wherever place where we want to use it, right? So this is my place where I want to use the
So
logic.
the abstract sample is like util, and then abstract main is backend, and
Yeah, it is like it is like framework. This is like base class. Okay, base class would be better. So refactor, rename, and then what I do is abstract base. So means this is the initial class. Okay, initial the base of my application. Okay, means it will follow these steps: first step, second step, and third step. Anybody who wants to write program in my project, they have to start using these functions. Okay, so here I have used it here, hence written the business logic, and this is the player I would be using it. So this is a situation and scenario where we go with the abstract classes. Okay, what is the scenario? To write any framework. Okay, so I want my own framework for my organization, right? In that scenario, I want to define some steps that that should be always be implemented by the programmer. So setting the standards, I'm setting the standards here using the abstract. So in those scenarios, we would be using this abstract class. Okay, similarly the same thing. What is the main difference between interface and abstract is this interface, right? We don't implement anything. Okay, it just defines just set of rules only. So I don't do this part. Let's take an example here.
so all the backend logic will be in the back.
Implementing class, correct?
Yeah.
So this is my interface, right? So in the interface, it should not be this. It should just be interface here. And here I don't do anything.
So what are those triangular brackets for?
Which one?
That triangular brackets, you put hash code and some triangular bracket.
No. Oh, this
No,
one. This
yeah.
one, less than and greater than
Yeah,
symbol, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
this is like generics, okay? This is the generics, which is part of from Java 5. It has been introduced. So this part, right? It would be better, to use in the collection framework. When we start learning the collection framework, right? This will help you understand, what is this generics means. So this part I will explain, in the next classes. Okay. So for now, right, you just ignore, okay? Whether it is there or not, it doesn't matter. No, let me put it this way. So here, I don't need to mention this. Okay, I don't need to mention this, but still it works because I already changed the code. So if you want to see, I can show it here. Control X. So this is like, library. For creating the library, we use interface. So what we do here, I specify, okay, my specifications. So I'm building the car model, the manufacture the car, right? If you're manufacturing the car, so what does car should have? Can I explain?
Engine.
Correct. You'd be having an engine. You'd be having an wheels, right? You'd be
Wheel and
having a
axle.
yes. So for wheels and all, let's take an example. Okay, if you're taking a car, so if you're building a car, so the car should have an
Engine.
yes. So what kind of
Base.
engine should have? So you just make it as engine, and then wheels, right? And then example, I'm just giving an example, okay? Okay, fine. So I'm giving a specification to my, yeah, better than, instead of this, right? Actually, we gave a very good example of bank here, right? See, bank interface. See, this is the best example than any other. So what it will do, you're calculating bank interface, like, we can do the same thing like what we did here for this part.
Oh, so we are providing something like a framework over
Correct.
there.
Some specifications actually. We provide the specifications, and whichever bank wants to set up any bank, right? Suppose if you want to set up any bank, what you have to do? You have to follow their standards, right? So what you do is you have to implement this. Okay. So you must implement. Withdrawal can be your own logic, but what bank does? Bank has got its own operations, right? What kind of operations the bank have? Withdrawing, deposit, and get balance, right? So if you go with Standard Chartered Bank or Citibank or DBS or PSB, right? The logic will change. The withdrawal logic for Citibank may be different from that of other banks. DBS Bank will have a different implementation. Okay, first, it's like, it's their own standards actually. Some, what they do, they give money on credit, right? So then what happens is, this is DBS Bank, right? So DBS Bank, what it does, it will write its own withdrawal logic inside its own bank, right? So DBS Bank has to extend and implement. So what? Bank interface, right?
Yeah.
So it has to. So now when you implement this, bank interface, right? So yeah, DBS has to follow certain standards. So what standards? It has to has withdraw, and then deposit, and then get balance logic. Must have, right? You see, get balance is here, and then withdraw and deposit is here. The logic is already here. So now Let's take another bank. So this one would be Citibank. Citibank may have its own logic, right? So now you see. So Citibank, what it will do, withdrawal, right? Citibank will say, give credit to my customer.
So what is credit?
Credit means like, if you suppose, it's not your money, it's bank's money. Suppose if you are in need of, $100, what you'll do? You'll ask someone, right?
Yeah. Loan.
So, you'll ask your friends, right? Yeah, exactly. Loan. It's like, credit is like loan. So you are taking money in advance and you'll tell him like, I'll pay you later. So this is like this, okay? You are taking money. Means withdraw is you are withdrawing, right? You insert your ATM card and then withdraw some cash.
Yeah.
So when you do that, it is withdrawal. So Citibank will say, hey boss, I'm okay to give you credit. I'll give you $100 credit for, within 3 days you must pay. If you don't pay within 3 days, I will charge you $2. So that kind of logic would be from Citibank. DBS will say, no, I will not give any credit. So this condition will not be there. So they have to write their own. Okay, let's take another example. Standard Chartered Bank, right? So Standard Chartered Bank has got all these details. So what he'll say, no money, no withdrawals. Okay, so you will say, boss, your bank account doesn't contain any money, so I'll not allow you to withdraw. So Standard Chartered will have its own implementation logic. So the bank interface, you see here, bank interface, this is the library. Library means what? Specification. So they just specify, okay, this is my bank and then these are my operations. So if you are setting up bank, you follow my specifications, then your bank is set like that. Okay, so they have to extend to the implement the interface, and then all the functions that are available in the interface, right, has to be implemented by the respective bank. That is key point. DBS will have its own implementation, POSB will have its own implementation, Standard Chartered, Citibank have their own implementations. Okay, and in those scenarios we will go with interface. Okay, so Anita, you understood, right? The main, when do we go with interface and abstract class?
Yes, Papa.
Yeah, abstract we only go when we want to set some standards, right? In my project, so then I'll go with abstract and then define some functions there. Okay, and then provide some default behavior. And interface mostly for specifications. Okay, so you can take an example of log4j. And this is for you. Log4j will have the specifications. Okay, it doesn't have any implementation. So there are certain libraries like log4j API, log4j code. So what they do, they implement the log4j. So log4j is just an specifications. Okay, so when you want to implement logging, so it will have the log4j API, log4j core, which will be implementing the log4j specifications.
Okay.
Correct. Fine. So you all understood these two things, and these two are very important also if you are working in any organization level projects. Okay. Now, let me read out the main differences here. Abstract class can have abstract and non-abstract methods. Interface can have only abstract methods. Okay. So multiple inheritance is not supported because only one extends, right? So whereas interface, you can implement multiple interfaces. Like, so here we implemented this one, right? Like this, you can just put a comma and then add one more interface. So yeah, where is that interface base? Yeah, interface. Okay, this name is changed already. So car. So this has to be renamed. This is wrong. And then close this.
So I made my own annotation just out of curiosity.
Really?
Yeah.
Good away. That's but that's too much advanced actually. Too much
Yeah,
like
but I actually understood everything.
okay. So that's mostly you will be using the custom annotations, right?
Yeah, I made up my own
So
custom.
correct. So there are multiple use cases actually, where when we go for custom annotations, like to see whenever suppose assume that there is a function here, right? So when before executing this function, you want to perform certain actions, right?
Hmm.
So when you want to perform certain actions, you can have your own annotations, like check access,
Hmm.
something like this. So whoever has logged in, right, the user credentials will be validated in this implementation.
Hmm.
So you'll be using the aspect oriented programming there.
Hmm. And so I gave a very long documentation.
You wrote your own documentation for that.
Yeah, very long. It's class-based annotation.
Yeah, you can share, no? You can share in the group. Others will come to know. Okay.
Yeah, I made that file private also. Like nobody can edit it.
Okay, you can add it in the GitHub. Okay, you can add it in the GitHub, and then others can see from there.
Hmm.
Read-only access. Okay, fine. Yeah, I will jump onto this. Yeah, multiple interfaces can be implemented. Okay, so the abstract keyword is used to declare an abstract. Okay, abstract keyword. It's a keyword actually we use for a class level if it contains abstract methods. Okay, so interface can extend another interface. So extends is also same like class only. So this no abstract class will have abstract class, and interface will have interface. So abstract classes must be extends by the subclass, and interface should be implemented. So this part you all know. I gave some examples here. Now let's go to this. So this one I don't want to get into this. We already discussed about this. Yes, file path. So I want to explain one program to read a file and write. Okay. So before that, right? I want to explain that. Before that, I want to explain this part also. Read out the practice work for you all to practice. So write a Java program to print hello world. So this is pretty simple. Write a Java program to find the sum of two numbers. Okay. To find sum of two numbers that are passed as an input. So I'll be reading, if you don't understand, you just highlight. Okay. I'll explain that how to implement. So write a Java program to check whether a given number is even or odd. So you may know this, actually we have discussed this earlier. Write a Java program to reverse a string without using strings in inbuilt function. So there is a reverse function available actually. So without that reverse function, yeah, here, sorry, with, actually this is with, and second one is without using inbuilt reverse function. Okay,
So I think I know how to do that one.
good. So that's the logical, here when you start doing this, right, that's where your brain starts thinking. So that's why I gave a lot of programs here. So whatever you learned so far, all those will be used in this example.
So we can use slicing over here. Slicing.
Yeah, slicing, yeah, you can use slicing, but you need to have a proper approach. Okay, otherwise
Yeah, I know.
you may miss
I
out
know slicing.
the characters. And write a Java program to swap two numbers using the third variable. So third variable means what? Two variables are there. Okay, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 7. This is quite interesting. Let me explain that part also. So program practice here, main. So now assume that I give, so you can use int c is equal to 0 first. Okay, now what I have asked is swap the values of a and b. So when I print, right, the value of a should come as 4, the value of b should come as 11 using c. So in this case, when you are using a temporary variable here, right, so instead of this I'll just make it as temp. So what you can do here, temp is equal to b, sorry, yeah, a is equal to b, right? So before doing this, you have to assign temp is equal to a, and then is equal to temp. Means what you're doing is, first the value of 11 is assigned to a temporary variable. Okay, now at this point, what will be the value of temp?
11.
11. Okay, this is first step. And at this place, what is the value of b?
4.
Or at this place, what is the value of a?
11.
11, right? So at this place, what will be the value of b? A?
4.
So the value of a will be 4 here. No, 11 is replaced with 4 here. Okay, now you got the value here as 4. Now where is 11? 11 is stored in the temporary
Temp.
variable, right? So what will we do? We'll assign it back to b. So which is b is equal to temp. Now this is like without using the, with using the temporary variable. Now the second one is like without using the temporary. You see here, where is that built-in function reverse third? Yeah, here. Write a Java program to swap two numbers without using the third variable. So in the next one is like I don't want to use this temp. I don't want you guys to use this temp. So you must use a and b only to interchange these two values. So now you see your brain starts thinking, right? How to interchange, how to swap these two values? Any idea? Any of you? You have to apply the mathematical operations. So apply your knowledge. You have to apply your mathematical concepts for a problem. So let me explain. What we do is a is equal to how much? 11, right? So what I do is here A is equal to A plus B. So at this place, what I do? I will sum A and B together. So what will be the sum of A and B?
15.
So here I got 15, right? So now what is the value of A and B? A is equal to 15 here, right? A is equal to 15, B is equal to
4.
B is equal to 4. Now what I do? B is equal to
A minus B.
perfect. So then what will be the value of A? What will be the value of A here? 15 only, right? What's the value of B?
11.
15 minus 4, which is equal to
11.
so what we want? We want to swap, right? So what value we got now?
A is equal to
Value of
15
B,
and
right?
B is equal to 11.
Yeah, this one is already achieved. B, okay, B is already okay, right? In this case, if you see, B is okay. A is still not okay, right? So what we do? A is equal to, what's the value of A?
15.
15 minus, what's the value of B now?
4.
The value of B is 11, right? We
Oh yeah,
calculated.
yeah. It's
So at
11.
this place, the value of, so I apply same logic again. So at this place, what will be the value of A here?
11.
Value of A is, this is 15, right?
4. I mean
Minus
4. I mean 4.
15. Yeah, this will be 15 minus 11, which is equal to
4.
4. And what will be the value of B here?
11.
11. So now A is equal to 4 and B is equal to 11, right? So in this case, have we implemented have we used any temporary variable?
No.
We did not use temporary variable. We just applied the mathematical concepts. So this kind of knowledge is very important. Very, very, very important. Looking at a single direction is one way of solving the problem. Solving the problem from the other direction is the different way of looking at the things. So those people who look for the solution from other perspectives shines in the market. They shine in the market. They have very good knowledge. So I want you all to think from the different angle, different direction, different perspective to solve a problem. So you understood, right, the importance of mathematical concepts, and then practicing these programs. You are asking your brains to start thinking. Okay, so your brain will start thinking with using variable and without using the variable. Okay, Aditya, you understood, right? Aditya, Anita.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the concept, I'm just giving you the concept here. Okay, we do A is equal to A plus B, so we are doing the summation here, and we are doing subtraction from the total, and then at this place we are doing the same thing again. So this way, without using a temporary variable, the values of A and B will be swapped. Okay, fine. Next, write a Java program to count number of words in a string. So take a paragraph. Okay, so and then you can count how many words are there.
So it's very easy.
Yeah, give me your approach. How will you do?
So I'll use the for loop.
Okay, you use the for loop, and then how will you find if it is a word or not? How will you find? How will you find the word in a string?
First I'll put the boundary conditions, then
Okay, let me give you some idea here. You said you are using for loop, right?
Yeah.
So you use for loop, and then for loop on what?
On the string.
On the
Like,
string. How will you loop on the string?
1 second, I will send the code.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm just asking the perspective actually. Okay. So assume that. So you can use split function available in the string. Okay. So split on what? Space character. So based on space only, you'll identify the number of words, right? So
Yeah.
now all the words will be splitted into an array here. And then size of the
And then we just write like s dot len.
size of the array is the
So first we need to declare it into a variable, then only we can.
no. I'm just giving you the algorithm here. The know how to solve. I'm just giving you some idea here. Okay. So first you have to use an API split here. So that split on what? Based on the space character. So let's take an example. So I have a sentence like this, right? So you can split this sentence by space character. So what will happen? So everything will be in the array. Okay. So now this is an array. Means how many? What will be the size here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 number of elements will be there in this array, string array. So for the first element would be this. The last element would be effectively. Yes, correct. So and then you can count actually in a number of words are there. So you can use this formula, or you can find number of find the space character and then add it to a count. Find a space character and then add. So add between space to space if you find any. Yeah, it's like recursively you have to take actually. As soon as you find first space, right? You consider this one as a one word. Now space is done, right? Ignore the space and then substring of this one. So that's one way. There are multiple ways of finding a solution to a problem, but the efficient way is only few actually. So that kind of knowledge you have to acquire. So that will be the next level. So for now, what I want you all to focus on is just to start thinking. You just have to start thinking how to solve a problem. So there will be multiple ways of solving a problem. You have to see from the other direction or other perspective to solve in a simpler way. Okay, fine. So and then oval. So to check if a oval is present in a string or not.
Oh, that's this. This is very easy. This is very easy.
Yeah. This is like you have to convert it to an character array, and then each character you have to see if it is.
No, so I can do the follow only also.
Yeah, A, E, I, O, U. So these are the fixed constants. You see, first character is found in this character or not. If it matches, add it to a.
So
count.
can I send you the code for this one?
Yeah. Practice, Advi. I want you to practice. Okay, practice.
Yes,
and
I
then
do.
once you are completed, right, you send me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Write a question and then answer. Write a program. Question in the comment section and then write the logic and send it to me. I'll try to execute and see. I'll suggest you what changes you are still needed, or if there is a better way of doing that, I'll provide you that solution also. Okay. And the next one is find a number whether it is a prime number or not. This is also one. And write a program to find whether a string
What
or
is
a number is
palindrome?
palindrome. So palindrome is nothing but you see here the number right from the beginning and the end it will look same 1024 and then same number will start 3201 like this.
Oh.
Okay, suppose you see here string is there, right? stringNiRTS. So that's a palindrome, right? So I have given here intelligence. So intelligence, and then the letters will appear from backside here. CNEGILLETNL. So then you can, if you write from the back side or from the front side, the string will always be same. Okay, then that is called palindrome. Okay, so either numbers or string, you have to find, your program should be able to find whether the past string is a palindrome or not. Okay, so this is one, and what is the other one? Yeah, write a Java program to print n numbers in a Fibonacci series. So you know what is Fibonacci series, right?
Yeah, I have done it. I have done this program before.
Yeah, Fibonacci series is like, first character is 0 and second character is 1, right? Then you should add and then put it in the third place. 0 plus 1 is 1. So it comes here.
It's just like the
Second and third character you have to add. 1 plus 1 is 2. It comes here too. So then 1 plus 2. Add these two and then put that value in the next place. So 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So 3 comes here. Now add 2 plus 3. You should put that value in the next location, like that. Okay, it goes
so
on.
it's just like the 7th question. How you did?
7th one, yeah. Which one? This one?
No. Like write a Java program to swap two numbers without using the third.
Okay. You may have to use that, but have to see like. So I want you all to start thinking. These are all very simple programs where you will be putting lot of your thinking here to implement this. If you implement the whole of this part, then you are well to do in Java programming already. Okay, next one. Write a Java program to find duplicate characters in a string. Okay, you have to find how many duplicate characters. If A is already appeared in the string, right? And then you have to find if again A comes in the next word, then you have to say it as a duplicate character. Okay, A has appeared 2 times, and then B has appeared 1 time. C has appeared 3 times, like that. Next one. Write a Java program to find the second highest number in an array. So I have an array set of 10 elements, and out of these 10 elements, you have to find this what is the second highest one. Okay, this will actually boost your brain. Write a Java program to check whether a number is prime or not. Okay, this one I think we already saw, right? Yeah, I think I need to take this one.
Yeah, we already.
Yeah, we already have. Next, write a Java program to check whether a number passed is an Armstrong number. So what is Armstrong number?
No,
right? Armstrong number is like cube of the number. Suppose let's take an example here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So what is Armstrong number? 1 into 1 into 1.
So all of its digits individual.
Yeah. Plus 3 into 3 into 3. So this should be the Armstrong number, the value that comes after summing up all the cubes of its numbers in a string, right? Numeric string, then that is called Armstrong number. 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27, right? So here 1 into 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 into 2 is
8. 8 plus 27.
And 3 3s are 9, 9 3s 27. So you must 9 4s are 36, right? 8 plus 9 here, 9 4s.
Yeah, right? Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7. I thought it was 8. Yeah, 36.
36. So 36 is a Armstrong number. Okay, like that. And then next comes write a Java program to remove all white spaces from a string. So you just have to find this string and then remove all the white spaces, okay, and combine all in a single sentence. That is one. And then Java program to display today's date. So you have to find date utilities. Today's date you have to display, and write a Java program to check and display if the past date falls on weekend. So you have to check whether the past date falls on the weekend. So what days are considered as weekend?
Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. So you have to see whether the date is falling on Saturday or Sunday. If it is falling on Saturday and Sunday, you have to say like it is the date falls on the weekend. So the next program, check and display if the date past is a weekday. So what are the weekdays?
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday or weekdays. So you have to find it out, and then write a Java program to parse the given numbers, and then hyphen to util date object. Okay.
So for the like weekend and weekday programs, I think we can use a 2D array.
No, array is not needed. You have to make use of the date calendar or
Yes, sir, but then
date.
but I'm saying like we'll get the values, but then we'll put it in a 2D array.
No, 2D array, right? No, don't use arrays here. Okay, you need not use arrays here. You can just make use of the date package or calendar package. Okay, and yeah, this one is impressive. There is a lucky number drawing, right? So you have to find a random number generator between 1 to 99. So which is a lucky number. Okay, and then count all odd numbers present in a string of numbers. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 6, 2. How many odd numbers are present? And then how many even numbers are present in the same string? Yeah, and the space character, next program is to find and replace the space character in a string. So here instead of space character, I want it to be hyphen like this, to print it like this in place of space. So you have to write a program to do that. Okay. And write a program to remove leading and trailing white spaces from a string. Means you see here there is a spaces here, and then the string is the string is here, and then at the end also there is a space. Should print it like this without trailing and leading spaces. Okay, this is also important. Actually, this is a real use case. And write a Java program to sort the numbers present in an array. So in an array, right, you take -2, -1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to sort and then print it in an ascending order. So you can use arrays package here. Okay, let me give an example also. Int a is equal to, I'll give flower brackets here, and then 1, comma, -4, is something like this, right? If it is like this, then you can use arrays. So arrays is the API available in Java, and then so it has got sort function. Okay, you have to make use of this, and then pass the array here, and print. Okay, so something like this it should print. Next. Yeah, write a Java program to sort numbers present in an array. Write a Java program to find the factorial of an integer. So what do you mean by factorial?
Like a number, and then it multiplies as it goes
You see
down.
5 factorial, right? We represent like this. So 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that's the answer you have to send as a response. Write a Java program to find sum of all elements in an integer array. So now you see this is an integer array, right? Sorry, where did it go? Oh yeah, here we got. Yeah, we have written array here. Okay, for this one, right? You have to sum all these numbers and then print it in a output. So that is this one. Find the sum of all elements in an array. And Java program to find a string is present in a text file or not. Yeah, this is what I wanted to explain. Write a Java program to find if a string is present in a text file or not. So let us see this one I'll show you in the program. Okay. And write a Java program to remove all occurrences of a given character in an input string. So this is a string, right? You see here we have this string here. So what I do is replace small r with capital R in this string. So wherever R is coming, so the R should be printed in capital R. So that is this program. Okay, all occurrences of a given character from input string. So next one, write a Java program to print numbers from 50 to 100. So you have to use, the for loop here, or while loop, or do while loop, and then write a program to find the smallest number. And then write a Java program to print today's date in this format. So today's date should be printed in this format. So there are around 40 programs here. So which will help you to start thinking. Okay, now let me explain the Java program for reading the file and writing the file. So before reading and writing the file, you need to know what is the difference between absolute path and relative path. Okay, think like this. Absolute path means what? Full path. Okay, full path means from the root. Who is the root? You should be able to know. So in your computer, my computer, or where do you keep your files, Advay?
Huh?
In which folder you keep your files?
Source code.
No, which drive?
C drive.
C drive, right? So absolute path is the reference to the file name from C drive. C colon. So let's give an example here. Okay, now you see here. Now can you tell me this one? So notepad ++.ink is there, right? This file is the absolute path because it is referred from the root directory. My root directory is C drive. Right? Suppose I'm running from this location. I'm running my program from here, right? So where is this program located? Go to here. How will you open show in Explorer, right? So if you refer path from this location, from where the program is being running, right? Then that is called relative path. So relative path is nothing but refer from the current location. So where the current program is running, right? From that location. So how many subfolders are there? What is the exact file that you are reading from that location? From that location. Okay, from that location is very important. From root location is absolute path. Okay. Now can you tell me, Advay, what is the difference? What is absolute path?
Absolute path is like where it starts from, the root location, where it starts from. But then relative path is where the program is running from.
Correct. Correct, from that path. So let's discuss about how to read and write. So here I think I have already written, but I need to see where I have written that. Okay. Yeah, correct. I remember controller. File operations. Okay, this part I will comment out here. I don't need this. Okay, here I have written the first program is like check if the file is already existing or not. Okay, so now I'm using which path?
Absolute.
Yes, I'm using the absolute path. So this is lesson 15, right? So from lesson 15. Let us see lesson 15 have got that file or not. Okay, 16, right? So from 16. So D drive here, go here, come back. See this one, D drive, Money, mentoring, Java, slides, lesson 16, and then inside lesson 16, there should be banner.txt. So I'll give 16 here and then I'll close. So instead of single backward slash, we are giving double backward slash here. Why? Any idea?
Because Java accepts it.
Escape sequence. So if you want to use single backspace, right, you need to escape it with a special character, which is backslash. Some special characters, right? So suppose if you type like this, how many backslashes that Java compiler will consider?
3.
2. It is true. 2 only. So for these two, 1 backspace, and these two, 1 backspace, like that. This is 1, right? 2 equal to 1. If you add 2 more, it is 2. Now 3. Now 4 backslashes, 5 backslashes, like that. Okay, this is the file path. Okay, now banner.txt is already present. See here, it is present here, banner.txt. Let's see what is this banner.txt. I'll open it in Notepad++. You see, I put some junk characters here, right? So I just use underscore and then R symbol and all. Okay. Yes, these are all the okay, these are all some of the characters, and then this is the banner.txt. So you can also design your names or anything like this. I'll tell you how. Okay, so you go to your website. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, here online banner spring. So you just make use of this one. Go to this link and you should be able to, yeah, so I'll give a way here and then they will be printed like this. So if you want to change any different way of showing, right? So you can just use this. Okay, this one would be, I'll be adding it here. You can play around actually. Why I wanted to give you is play around. You can play around. Okay. Okay. Now we know this. We'll go back to my program and then, yeah. So first is string actually, this is a string, right? Using this string, you have to pass to the file path. So when you go to file, then you pass the string and this is how you create a file. So now at this place, we don't know whether this file is present or not, right? So you have to use this file function. So in this file class, there is an exist function. So this exist function will say whether this file is existing or not. And then, you have to apply this if condition, like, this input file not equal to empty and this input file dot exists. If it is existing, then you can say the input file is found. When file is found, you need to read it, right? So how will you read it? You come down, you can read the file using the file reader. So this path, the string path, you have to pass it to the file reader. And then this file reader, you have to pass it to a scanner. And then this scanner, using this scanner, right? You have a function called has next. Has next means what? It says whether there is any text still present. So if it has, then you just have to, use that content using the next. So next is the method to read the content. Okay, when it says has next is true, then there will be next. The value will be there for the next function. So it will return. Okay. And then after reading, what you have to do, you have to close the content. This is a scanner, right? IO. IO is input and output. So this is a costly. So this is a costly resource. So you need to close it. So immediately you have to close it because some other people will also be trying to access, right, in your program. At that point, there will be deadlock conditions. So this is how we write. Okay, we read the file and then writing. So now you got the string here, right? And this string you are writing it to the response. So you're writing it to the response. So here we use Spring Builder to read line by line content and then append together using append function here. Okay, we use append function to read all the content and then return the response. So here what I have given multiple ways actually you can run the program. So this is the scanner. This is a scanner for class I have used, and file reader. File reader is the main actually. So there is another way also here using buffered reader. So buffered reader is also same. Instead of scanner, right, I use buffered reader. And then what you have to do is buffered reader will take file reader, and file reader will take a string path of the file. So this is a string path. So when it is there, then you got the buffered reader, and using buffered reader, you have to read a line. So once you read a line, you just have to append it to any temporary location, which is string builder. So we append it to the string builder, and then you take the line separator also because you are reading
So it
line by
can
line.
be a normal string variable also, right?
Yeah, this is a normal string only. You see, the red line is a string. Red line is a string, and then after you have to loop until the file content is empty, right? So it is not empty, you have to loop. If it is empty, you have to come out of this loop. That's it, right? And then in the finally block, you have to close it. Whatever buffered reader, right? Buffered reader is an costly resource. So we have to close it in the finally block. Okay, I explained it here, finally here. So you see, here I did not use the finally. Next one is also similar actually. So this one, what I did, I think, yeah, this one is similar actually, similar to earlier one. So now file writer. So I want to write to a new file. So I'm reading from this banner.txt and writing the content to another file. Read from one file, write to another file is the logic here. Okay, so I'll send you all these programs. So you try to execute in your locations, okay, from your computer. While executing, right, you just have to change the path here. Remember to change the path. Okay, so if there is no file, or banner.txt is a folder or something like that, right, it will not go inside this if condition, and then your program will not be executed. Okay, so I'll send you this program. So maybe you can try to run this program at your side, and then let me know if you face any difficulty. Okay, fine. What else? Yeah, so with this assignments and all, right, so most of the basics part is all done. So actually next level I wanted to continue with what is that, collection framework. Okay, but you need to let me know your interest because it's almost 2 months, right? So now I want you to practice for some time. So once your practice is done, then you'd be ready to take up the Java collection framework. Otherwise it would be too much burden. So now I want you all to practice for some time. Okay, you all think about it and then you let me know. Okay, collection framework, when to start. Okay, that's it from my side. So any suggestions, you let me know. So anything that you want to learn new, you let me know also. So we'll discuss more on this. Okay, yeah, that's it from my side. Anything, you let me know. Okay, please practice for continuation of the next classes, right? I need your confirmation, okay, on the group, or send me in the message. Fine. Hasini?
Yes.
Hasini, Anita?
Yes, Gopal, but you are giving some time, right, to practice all the.
Yes. That's why I gave 40 programs now. So I want you all to practice that part. I will send you, whatever I have built so far, right? I'll just, correct that part and then, send it to all of you so that, you have a base. Okay. And then, you start from the fresh. You create a new project, and in that project, you start from the beginning. So you see here how many programs are there now. There are many, right? We started from 0 classes actually. There was no class at all, right? From 0 class we started. So you all must do the same thing. With 0 classes, you go to the first class and then see how we created this package and then how we started. So that's
So,
where when you
so I
start,
still remember.
yeah, that is very important because that's where you'll become the architects. How you become the architect? By looking at, without anything, you should start building something. So that is the architect's mindset. So that's why I wanted to give you all a feel of how that looks like. So you all must take up those roles when you grow up big. Anita, you understood, right? Empty.
Yes, Gopal.
So when I started, the project code was empty actually. Now you can see there are many actually. You see
Yeah.
there are many classes, services, and if you most of the time if you see right, all these are like real time packages. Mostly we do the real time packages. Okay, collection framework is important, and after the collection framework, we'll see like if we can integrate back to the database and all. We'll see. Okay, I'll explain. I'll discuss with you all the subsequent classes. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it from my side. I'll correct the part code and then I'll send it to you all. I have uploaded all the videos also. So I'll send today's video also. And I want you all to practice. Aditya, Hasini. So will you be able to send all the your programs to me, whatever I sent?
So not by today probably, but on weekends,
No,
yeah.
take your time. That's why I want you to take a break for at least 15 to 20 days, and then within 15 to 20 days you find your time and then practice because you may have exams also now, right? You have to focus on exams also. So take your time and then we'll start again. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you to all of you. Hasni, anything you let me know. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
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 Bye.